Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back today with another round of locals replay. We are running K9 Memento tonight, and we're playing against Emmett. Emmett recently won the Dragon Duels. Well, I guess it was back in March. He won the 3v3 Dragon Duels out there. But as you guys can see, we are playing on a new playmat. This is this year's iteration of my yearly playmat that my wife makes. And we are getting close to 100 subscribers. And once we hit 100 subscribers, we're going to do a giveaway. And my wife will be designing you a playmat. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And we lose a die roll here, and our hand is double Azuna, Droll, Akihiron, and the Tatsunoto Shigo. He's going to start with Cup C, which I know that he is on Yummy Mitsurugi. So he's going to go add the surprise. We're going to hit him with Droll, and he's just going to link it off into the Snatchy. Snatchy's going to place the field spell. And then he's going to go field spell effect here, summon back the Cupsy, and then he's going to link them off into the Lollipo. Lollipo is going to summon back 2. So the Droll was kind of nice here because it's going to keep him off of any names that he doesn't already have. And so he's Emmett's taking his time. I call the store owner over to yell at him. So he goes set 3 pass. So in the draw phase, we're just gonna drop the Fua here. So we'll get draws off of whatever he decides to go with. So we're going to go with Tatsunoto Shigo, effect to summon. He has to read it because nobody knows what Memento cards do, including myself. But he's going to chain the Snatchy to summon out the Lollipo. Or I guess that's Cookie. He's going to book, which is pretty unfortunate. We draw an Ash Blossom there, so that's not really going to do too much for us here. Well, he has 2 cards in hand, so we're going to normal summon the Azuna, and we are not going to use its effect just because we don't want him to be able to use his synchros to bounce and kind of snowball from there. Honestly, it wouldn't have been a bad idea, right? Because it's likely that he would have synchroed anyways, which would have given me another draw. But he goes, I pass it on over, and he goes surprise to summon the Snatchy. Nope, the Yummy Cup C. And then he's going to go... he specials the Cookie, and I don't need to watch this cutscene, so we're gonna call it a day there. So we're flipping through the extra deck. We're adding the Mistaken Arrest, we're adding the Thrusts and the Talents, and Black Goat and Prosperity, just so that way we can dig for the things we need to do. And here we're gonna side out, I think the idea is siding out pretty much the entire K9 package, just because that's not really going to do much for us going into his board. But we're going to side out the Fuas for sure. So we're looking at a package of 8, so that'll be 3 Fuas, right? And then we're going to side out, I think that was the Horn Dragon, which is an interesting... Okay, yeah, that's Horn Dragon and the 3 Fuas. And then we're siding out... the Azunas and the Lupus. And so we side out, I think, the entire canine package, and then we add sales ban as well. Just because I'm assuming that he's going to have hand traps that are going to be kind of annoying here. But we'll give it a shuffle up and we'll go into game 2 here. Hopefully it goes a little bit better than the last one. And so the hand looks pretty good. We got Sales Ban, we got Mistaken Arrest, we got Anguish, Bone Party, and Breakout. So we're going to start with Sales Ban. We're going to call Ash Blossom here. We're going to go Anguish to add. He's going to go Imperm, to which we are going to go ahead and chain the Goblin Biker. Which will help us dodge the Imperm there and let us summon out the Goblin, and we're still going to add here. We're going to add the horse, and then he's going to go Fua. Fua is going to be fine. We could chain the Bone Party here, but there's not really a reason to, I don't feel like. So we're going to pop the horse, and then we're going to send probably Gaddock and Sleepy here. So we're going to send... Yeah, so we send Gaddock, Sleepy here. Gaddock's going to summon out, Sleepy's going to add to hand. And at this point, he's down 2 cards in hand, so we're going to set the Bone Party, and then we're going to hang on to the Sleepy here, right? Because we're going to be able to use the Bone Party to pop something on our field, which is going to facilitate the Sleepy to play on his turn. I also have Mistaken Arrest, so that's going to keep him from adding whatever he needs to add if he has like Habakiri. So we go end phase, activate Mistaken Arrest from the hand, and then we pass it on over. And then at that point he scoops it up. He just has hand trap, so he has double Ash. So I felt really good about calling Ash on the Sales Ban there. So here we're planning on going second, so we're going to side out the Mistaken Arrests and probably the Sales Ban too. Although Sales Ban's pretty good going second, right? You're able to just call whatever they have on the field. You can call Snatchy, which is going to be huge. You can call Murakumo. You can call the Prayers, the quick play. You can call the trap card. Try to force some things out. So we're going to keep the canine stuff out. We take out one of the Goblin Biker breakouts and one of the Ashes. My reasoning behind taking out the Ashes is just Ash just sometimes doesn't feel like it does enough. And so we're sticking in some more board breakers, right? We have Evenly and Dark Hole, which should be pretty good, right? It's going to at least clear off, at least out the Herald. The Evenly match is great as long as you can out the Herald, which, you know, I believe we kept the Sales Ban in, which should help with that. But he is going to opt to go first here. And so we got Super Poly, we got Thrust, Fusion, Anguish, and the Goblin. So we are going to go for a little ride watching the Mitsurugi stuff. So he's going to go Habakiri, summon out, tribute the Saji. Saji's going to add the Ritual. Ritual is going to send the 2 guys from deck, summon out the Habakiri. And then he's going to add a Mirakumo and another Habakiri, it looks like. And then he's going to summon the Mirakumo from deck, tributing the Habakiri. And so he's got the 2 8s. And he's going to go into Zombie Vampire. Oh man, an Ash would have gone so hard right here, right? So he hits a Snatchy, right? Or not a Snatchy. I stopped playing this deck and I forget all the names. He hits a Marshmallow. Marshmallow. Marshmallow is the other card that doesn't have anything to do with that archetype. But he's able to just go from there. He's going to go full Yummy combo here. We're just going to sit and watch. So we go Snatchy into the Cup C, which is going to add 2. Or I guess he goes Lollipop first and then the Cup C. He's got the ulti. Let me know what you guys think about these new ultis from the OTS pack in the comments. I'm not a big fan just because they just look flat. I feel like the texturing just doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as clean as like I'm trying to think the last one that I really liked, and it might have been like I really like the branded fusion swirls on that. The Kashtira swirls are pretty good, but outside of that, sometimes they look really bad. And so he sets up the Herald. He's got set 4, which is crazy. And so he has 1 Habakiri that he can summon from grave. So we got double Goblin, which is probably, it kind of sucks having multiple draws there. So he's got the Ash for the Anguish. And so we're just going to go Thrust here. So we have a couple options, right? We can add Dark Hole, and we can add Evenly Matched. And the thing about Evenly Matched here is I'd have to find a way to clear the Anguish, which I don't think I would be able to because I know he has the Surprise. If I go to battle, he's just going to go Surprise, summon back one of his names, Synchro into Cookie, book the Anguish, and then Evenly Matched is dead, right? But we're going to go Super Poly here. And so we're going to send off those 2 for a Mud Dragon. And then he's going to go Yummy. He's going to go Surprise to summon from grave. And then I'm going to go Mud Dragon effect, Calling Darks, just so that way it keeps the Anguish alive here. And so he summons back the Lollipop. So he's going to shuffle back. I believe he shuffles the Thrust back here, which is fine. And so, kind of an awkward play here, right? So here we're going to go into our battle phase. We're not afraid of the Book of Moon anymore just because we have Mud Dragon up. That's going to protect our stuff. We'll swing on the Snatchy here. He'll take a couple points of damage, but that's not going to be a huge deal. And then we go main phase 2, we're going to go for SP Little Knight, and we're going to use its effect to banish. We're banishing the Mirakumo here, just so that way we can kind of get that destruction. It's going to pop the SP, which is then going to let us use the Memento Fusion to just fuse from grave here. And so here, we're just... My app just needs the update because I haven't been in locals in a while. So we are going back over life points there. So he took 300 from Mud Dragon, and then he's going to take some damage from the quick play there. He's going to go quick play to blow up the field. So here, it might not have been a bad idea to just board wipe. So we discard the Goblin. And here, that's going to let us shuffle 3 to summon out the big guy. And then the big guy is going to go ahead and dump 3 names. We're going to dump the Sleepy, Akihiron, and the Gaddock. And so he goes surprised to bounce, but he only controls 1 light beast. So he's not able to do that, which is fine with me. So we add the Sleepy back, Sleepy effect to summon. And then we go Sleepy effect to fuse. Here, I think I just misplayed, right? I think there's wisdom in instead of sending... I can't remember what I sent off the 3. But we are going to need to add... eventually should have gotten into the field spell, right? But we pop 2. And then we're going to go Sleepy effect to... send, and then the Akihiron effect to summon itself. And so here we're looking at a rank 5 play. I definitely don't feel like this is the move, right? So we're gonna pop the guy. We're gonna add Bone Party, and that's gonna let us summon back the Tatsunoto Shigo. And so right here, this is where I feel like I've messed up, right? So we have the Tatsunoto Shigo that we haven't used yet, but we're going to go ahead and use it to use the Bone Party to pop the Akihiron, which is then going to let us bring back the field spell. Okay, so that's why I didn't send the big guy. Yeah, so right here, if I had left out if I had summoned the Tatsunoto Shigo from my hand, we would have been okay here, I think. But we're going to use its effect to attach the Mirakumo to keep him off of that. And then from here, we're going to rank up. And then we're going to dump the 101 to go up. And from here, we're going to attach the zombie vampire just that way we keep him off of just another search. And so from here, we're kind of in an awkward position, right? Because if I had the Tatsunoto Shigo, we would have been able to do a couple more things here. So we're going to wipe the field here. And so this is, I feel like, the issue with this deck is I don't know it well enough. I feel like I understand the deck, but sometimes it gets to the point where I feel like I'm just smashing buttons, right? So we're thinking about if we want to summon back the C101, which we do not. And so we're shuffling back 5 here to bring out the big guy. And then from here we can go end phase, and then we can set the bone party, because I don't believe we have a fusion in the graveyard here. And so from here, he's gonna get a bit too much stuff just from that surprise, right? And so I'm just trying to think back at remember what my thought process was. I think the idea was to, if I had gone into the Akihiron, or not the Akihiron, the Tatsunoto Shigo, before going into my rank 5, I would have been able to end on a IP, because I'm playing the IP Gorgon line. And so we go Bone Party to pop the Tatsunoto Shigo in our hand, to add the mace. And so he's going to go Raigeki to pop. And so we go Miklon effect targeting the combined creation, and then Akihiron effect to summon itself. It's going to go surprise to summon out the Snatchy here. And then on resolution, he doesn't have anything, so we're going to go the Creation King targeting itself and Akihiron to pop the field spell and the Snatchy. And then here, I missed the trigger of Akihiron adding something back to hand, which is really important, right? Because I don't believe I can die at this point. But by missing that trigger, I could have added the fusion, I could have added Goblin, I could have added, pretty much anything I needed from the graveyard, right? Because I am currently one name short from summoning back that combined creation. And so this is me counting the graveyard and realizing that I messed up, because I have two Tatsunoto Shigos in the graveyard. And if I was able to add that Goblin back to hand, it would have been great here, right? So I'm going to take a good chunk of damage, but I do not die. But if I had added that Goblin back, I could have shuffled the entire thing, my entire graveyard back, summon out the combined creation, and then swing over everything for game here. And so we take a chunk of change here. Again, I feel like that missed trigger was pretty big here. From here, it's going to go SP. And again, like I said, if I had that Goblin in hand, we would have been okay. And so here he sets 2 and passes it on over. We're going to draw. I did not see what the draw is, but I don't believe it's going to be anything for us here. Yep, and so we will scoop it up there. And so we have a negate. We're looking down a banish from the SP, a Murakumo negate. He's also got the Great Purification, which I don't believe would have done anything, right? Because we wouldn't activate anything from hand. So if I added that Akihiron, or add a Goblin off of the Akihiron, we would have been fine there, right? So that's just how it goes. Really do enjoy Memento. I feel like it's something that is it's a challenging deck to learn how to play, but it's rewarding in that regard. You know what I mean? So All right, well, thank you for watching. We will be back with another one shortly here. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're getting close to that 100 mark. And once we hit that, we will do that giveaway for that playmat that my wife will design, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. Bye.